This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, there's change in the wind for most of the nation under the government's COVID traffic light system. A brand new hospital prepares to open in the Queenstown Lakes district. And a South Dunedin school is celebrating a significant birthday. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. There are 101 new COVID-19 cases in the community today as Cabinet considers changes to the traffic light settings in some parts of New Zealand. At this afternoon's post-Cabinet briefing, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern revealed there'll be changes for many regions as part of the COVID traffic light system.
On this basis, Cabinet has decided on the recommendation of the Director-General to move Auckland to orange at 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, the 30th of December. Cabinet has also decided that those remaining areas that are currently in red, excluding Northland, will also move to orange at 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, the 30th of December.
The Prime Minister acknowledged the work many people are doing in areas including Northland, which will remain the only area in red over the New Year period. The government plans to review settings on January the 17th next year. Most of today's new cases, 97, are in Auckland, with one case each in Canterbury, Nelson Marlborough, Taranaki and Bay of Plenty. The Christchurch person who tested positive is related to a previous case and is already isolating. A motorist hit a teenage driver several times before punching cracks in their windscreen during a road rage incident in Dunedin over the weekend. Police were called to Brighton Road around 1 on Saturday morning. An 18-year-old man driving his friend home tried to pass a red Nissan Terrano which was travelling well below the speed limit. But as he passed the car, it swerved at him, the teenager believing that the Nissan's driver was trying to hit his vehicle. The Terrano followed him as he continued onto his friend's place, the driver getting out and confronting the teenager, hitting him 3 times and ripping his shirt. Police are following positive lines of inquiries. The medical needs of Queenstown Lakes residents has received a major boost, with a new hospital opening in the region. The Southern Cross Central Lakes Hospital will cut down on travel for many residents, offering better access to elective surgeries.
A brand new surgical room ready for patients. This is one of 3 operating theatres which are part of the newly opened Southern Cross Central Lakes Hospital. Based at Lake Hayes Estate, the new hospital's a joint venture between Southern Cross Healthcare and Central Lakes Trust. And despite COVID-19 delays, construction was completed on time.
The fact that we were still excavating for the foundations 18 months ago and we're now opening this hospital is an absolute credit to those who were involved in its construction.
The 3 surgical and 13 inpatient rooms will relieve the stress for patients who've previously had to travel to Dunedin or Invercargill for day surgery or to have tests.
I think this is going to be really appreciated by those who in the past have had to travel to Invercargill mainly, or sometimes to Dunedin for surgery, sometimes for quite minor surgery.
The $24 million hospital will employ at least 35 staff and will open one operating theatre in January for low complexity day surgeries, expanding its capability during the year.
Really pleased for the community and really pleased for all of those in the team that helped us get to where we are now.
The Southern DHB has contracted the hospital to undertake a range of elective surgical procedures. ACC will also fund surgery for qualifying injured patients. Staff will spend the next few weeks preparing the facility for its January opening, with inpatients being welcomed from next March. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Seasonal harvest workers in Cromwell for the summer have been welcomed to the community with a barbecue and games. The social event was one of a series of Operation Cromwell harvest activities planned to help integrate seasonal workers into the community. The initiative was launched last year to welcome seasonal workers for the summer harvest. Cromwell is one of a number of central Otago towns affected by the current seasonal worker shortage. 10 days of enjoying school to the fullest are underway at Bathgate Park School as pupils celebrate the 10th anniversary of their school. It was formed in 2011 when Dunedin's Forbury School and McAndrew Intermediate were merged.
Imagine going to school to celebrate for 10 days with a host of birthday activities.
Last 10 school days of term, we've just had something going on. We consulted with the children, with their parents, the Board of Trustees and the staff, and all their ideas have been synthesised, and from that we've taken the most popular events.
Bathgate Park School was one of a number merged by the National Government around a decade ago under Education Minister Hare Parata, who opened the school. Bathgate Park is the combination of McAndrew Intermediate and Forbury Primary School, with the two institutions coming together at the larger McAndrew site in South Dunedin.
We're celebrating the 10th year of being, so Bathgate Park was formed as part of the South Dunedin restructuring that went on in 2011, so in 2012 we officially opened up.
When the merged school opened in 2012, it was known as Bathgate Park School of Technology and the Arts. These days it's simply Bathgate Park School, but the arts remain a strong focus.
We've got a lot of performances going on at the moment, so we've had a real arts focus because that's just a special characteristic of our school. And so Kapahaka, Pacifica, Stars on Stage performance groups have all been actively rehearsing and practicing.
COVID-19 put some restrictions on what could be done as part of the 10-year celebrations, especially involving parents. A compromise was made around plans for a live showcase of some of the school's performances, with acts being filmed and sent out as video clips for parents to enjoy at home. In Dunedin, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, we have a look at some of the world's best downhill mountain bikers in action, and wet conditions couldn't keep drivers away from a North Canterbury car event.
Inside are all sorts of innovations from all over China.
Certainly being on a bike, the frustrations you get when people are behind you, they're impatient, you know, it's only 5 or 10 seconds more out of your day, and when you think about it, we're on a lot longer journey than you are, and just keeping space, it's not hard to give a metre, you know, even if it means waiting a minute or so to pass.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hi there, guess who? You recognise the eyes? Oh okay, it's a haircut. Anyway, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores are carrying on as usual. Despite what's happening in the world, we have got some great stock for you. Personally, I've spent 50 years in this business and we have some excellent supplier relationships. We've got great stock, it's hand-picked, it's here, it's on time, and it's ready for this great summer.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So, as my favourite cut says, keep calm and carry on.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. From royal visits to risque painting displays, Glenfalloch's 150 years of rich history was celebrated over the weekend. The popular Glenfalloch Homestead and Gardens hosted members of the Southern Heritage Trust for a special afternoon tea to mark the occasion. Scotsman George Grey Russell bought the 40.5 hectare block of land in 1871, designing Glenfalloch as a gentleman's country residence. The afternoon tea was a nod to the past for Trust members and friends who dressed up in fashion from the past. Glendhu Bike Park turned on the sunshine yesterday for the final day of the Crankworks Summer Series mountain bike event. The popular competition saw some of the world's best downhill mountain bikers in action.
It's all downhill from here.
Go biking! No monkey!
Some top mountain biking names were in Whittaker, taking part in the International Crankworks event.
It's been sweet so far. Definitely after the World Tour, it was kind of just like enjoy all of New Zealand, and the Summer Series was able to bring us to a bunch of new places for us. So that's been really cool.
Canadians Via Verbeek and Baz van Steenbergen ended their year-long Crankworks campaigns by winning the Rotorua leg of the World Tour. The two Canadians spent the year chasing points in the Crankworks World Tour to earn their King and Queen of Crankworks titles. Glendhu Bike Park Managing Director Charlie Cochrane says having the international event in their backyard is great for the sport and the region.
Yeah, having Crankworks knock on the Queenstown Lakes District and want to come and do an event here was just magical. I mean, those guys run world-class event, and it's extremely awesome just to see them go from location to location, bringing such an epic vibe and a massive talent of riders. I mean, the world-class riders coming across to New Zealand and demonstrating the level of riding that's happening globally.
The summer series began in Alexandra in late November, visiting Queenstown and Cardrona before wrapping up with a dual slalom on the slopes overlooking Lake Wanaka. Hundreds of spectators were in a picnic mood for the day, lining the trail of berms and jumps to watch the athletes tackle the hard and fast course.
Just trying to deliver, world-class riding here in Wanaka and to help complement the Queenstown and Alex experience right through the Southern Lakes region.
Bike Glendhu got started in 2020. 35 kilometres of trail has now been carved out, with the team working on the last 15 kilometres of their consent. Despite the stars competing at the event, it was a Kiwi man and an Aussie woman who were the fastest on the day. New Zealand's Tuhotu Ariki Penny won the men's competition, with Australian rider Harriet Burbage-Smith swishing and tail-flicking her way to claim the women's title. In Wanaka, the South Today.
Wet conditions underfoot didn't deter more than 200 drivers from turning out for the 10th Amberley Rock and Wheels meet over the weekend. The annual North Canterbury car event was open to anything on wheels, old or new.
Horsepower and elegance. From Commodores to Corvettes, Bentleys to Beamers, Maury Thals to a McLaren supercar. There was something for all tastes. The Amberley Domain Turf was filled on Sunday with an eclectic range of vehicles, both large and small, dating from modern times to vintage days. Co-organiser Lisa Grimwood said the 10-year-old car show began as a way of raising funds to support their local Girl Guide movement.
It started off with Girl Guide jamborees, now it goes to schools, basically schools, fire brigades, which we don't have here this year unfortunately, but we've got all the schools running that, squash clubs, so it all goes to them to whatever they need, so we've got where they need a playground or it's uniforms for their unfortunate families, anything like that they require, it's all for them.
The charitable organisation now helps fund community projects across North Canterbury. Despite the rainy weather, events like this are all about admiring the cars and meeting the people. Lifelong Austin car fan Jeffrey Walker of Howarden is a big supporter of car meets.
Oh, this is a local thing, I support it, and I enjoy coming and talking to people about cars.
The number of cars grew as the weather improved, revealing the passion people have for their cars, big and small.
Wheels and you love it, bring it along. So honestly, any wheels, it could be a tractor, a truck, anything, moped, motorbike, it's all here.
The goal of the day was to have fun, cast an eye over some truly exotic and unique machinery, and support local charities. In Amberley, the South Today.
Still to come on the South today. We continue our look back at some of the news events that shaped 2021 with tonight's spotlight on March. And we see what the weather has in store for you tomorrow.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, I'm Eden Carson from the Otago Sparks and we'd love to see all your support down here at the Uni Oval this summer.
Just plan your route a little bit, choose nice and quiet roads. In the winter it's always nice to ride north and south, that way you get the driest route and less likely to hit black ice.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
I love saving goals and I love the support of our sponsors.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including the ODT.
Thanks to our sponsors, especially the ODT, we all enjoy going online and looking at all the results.
A big thank you to Platinum Recruitment for supporting us through this whole season.
Thank you to Night and Day for sponsoring us and for all my crisscross fries.
Thanks to all our sponsors, especially Night and Day. I love your crisscross chips, only if there's some left after Emily Morison's come.
Big shout out to Platinum Recruitment for helping us out this year.
Thanks to all our sponsors for supporting us.
Big thanks to our sponsors, especially McDonald's Dunedin. My order of choice is a small double cheeseburger combo.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, we're McLovin' it.
Thanks to all our sponsors, you guys are awesome.
For a good afternoon, come and watch us play football.
We want you at our next game.
Can't stop believing I'm the greatest.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
What have you got? Okay. Chicks World, party time, excellent.
Love it! Chicks World! Chicks World! Right.
Welcome back. In the days leading up to Christmas, we'll be looking back month by month at some of the news events that shaped 2021. March saw a murder trial held in Dunedin, following the discovery of a body more than a year earlier. And a keen lake swimmer in Whittaker designed a wetsuit to help freshwater swimmers.
March welcomed in the start of the annual Bluff oyster season, with boats already bringing in oysters just a day after the season opened.
So yesterday, the 1st of March, the first day the boats allowed to go to sea, so boats were out yesterday and we're just doing our first processing today for the new season.
In Dunedin, a jury took less than an hour to return a unanimous verdict of guilty in the case of the murder of 45-year-old Brent Bacon. 39-year-old John Collins says he had no explanation for killing his friend in 2019.
His blood, which was spilled in an unjust death, has cried out to be avenged ever since. The actions of the defendant were callous, barbaric and cruel, and have ripped our lives apart. We as a family, which includes Brent's 3 precious children, will never get over this.
In May, Collins was jailed for life with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years. In Balclutha, a resident was dismayed to see construction rubble being dumped into the Clutha River. They were told by the truck driver that the council had advised them to do so. An investigation by the Environmental Protection Authority found the council had not followed due process. It also found while the environmental effects were minor, the damage could have been greater if it had not been reported quickly by a member of the public. In Wanaka, a local design engineer released his second prototype of a wetsuit, purpose-designed for swimming in freshwater lakes.
So the idea is to get a person level in the water rather than a sinker. So trying to bring you up level, you need more buoyancy in certain positions of the body to get you level in the water.
And a record number of runners turned up to this year's clock tower race. The competitors had to sprint around the University of Otago Registry building before the clock finished chiming 12. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. There's change in the wind for most of the nation under the COVID traffic light system, with everywhere but the far north at orange. A new public-private hospital prepares to open in the Queenstown Lakes district, improving access to elective surgery. And a South Dunedin school is celebrating a significant birthday and the successful merger of 2 local schools. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Editor Barry Stewart.
Hello,
what
Mel.
have you got for us?
Well, what have I got for you? Well, talking of COVID and traffic lights and all set to go, well, Queenstown's all set to go. The first flight into Queenstown from Auckland in 117 days, set to touch down in the resort tomorrow. So, Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning. Yeah, Wednesday.
Yep,
one day ahead, one day
ahead. So more than 1,200 customers are booked to fly between the 2 towns or city town, and we're going to have a look at what that means for Queenstown. Are they ready? Will they cope? Etc. So look out for that. And on the other hand, Destination Queenstown Chief Executive Paul Abbott is calling on the government to open the border to Australia and remove the requirement for fully vaccinated Australians to quarantine or self-isolate at all. So that's a somewhat,
interesting
well, I wouldn't say
stance,
radical, but
yeah.
it is a different view, and one perhaps that the business community are pretty keen on. But so there's he's put that out there, so we'll see how we go. Gore District Mayor Tracy Hicks is asked on a daily basis about the need for more residential sections in the town. Well, he's answered that call and he's released a subdivision which was shelved for a period, so he has now put that back on the market. So it looks like there's if you're heading to Gore, plenty of room.
Something to buy, and you can catch all of that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's southern view taken of long summer grass in industrial Dunedin. Looking at the situation, cloudy tomorrow with humid easterly winds and similar weather on Wednesday. Some rain will develop by the end of the week. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, it's a wet day with warm, humid temperatures for this region. Rain in Westport with 19 degrees and showers in Greymouth with 20. And the wet weather continues in the northeast. Rain for Nelson with 19 degrees and Blenheim too with 17. Moving down to Canterbury, the wet weather continues. Rain for both Kaikoura and Christchurch, while Ashburton sees some scattered showers. Kaikoura and Ashburton 16, Christchurch 17. Moving to the southern towns, Balclutha, Gore and Lumsden can all expect moderate northeasterlies, cloud and 18 degrees. The Catlin slightly lower on 17. Heading across to central, moderate easterlies for most in this area. Alexandra will see the odd shower or two with 16. Queenstown and Te Anau will see a cloudy day with highs of 15 and 18 degrees, and winds tend easterly in Wanaka with a high of 15. Heading along the coast to the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can expect moderate easterlies, cloud and a high of 16. Oamaru may get the odd shower. Moving inland to Twizel and Amarama, it's a cloudy day with moderate easterlies here as well with 15 degrees. Here in Dunedin, areas of low cloud and mist tonight with an overnight low of 11. Overcast tomorrow with a few spits of light rain at times, mostly during the afternoon. Light winds at first with moderate northeasterlies developing later, a high of 16 and a low of 12. And Wednesday is dry but overcast with breezy northeasterlies, a high of 16 and low of 13. And in Invercargill, fine and cool tonight with some mist patches, an overnight low of 5. Fine tomorrow and Wednesday with high cloud and moderate easterlies becoming milder later on. Tomorrow's high 18 and the low is 7, and on Wednesday a high of 21 and low of 9. That's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz, and you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch up with our bulletins on demand. Nō reira, kia pai te pou, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.